Hello folks, this is Pastor Mike Hoggard, pastor of Bethel Church in Festus, Missouri, and head of prophetic research ministry with another Watchman video broadcast. I'm a little somber today. Wednesday, I was angry. I was really mad. I had worked all week in preparing our Watchman broadcast for this week, and I had several things to deal with, and one had to do with the age of Aquarius, and I like to get sink my teeth into things like that and really dig out the true meaning of things and reveal secrets and everything like that. And I had all that set up for the Watchman broadcast today, but there was something that came across the news wire Wednesday that just has bothered me very much so. If you have been watching the news and knowing what's been going on in the world, this is one of those things where I literally hate to say I told you so. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. If you remember, there was a vote in the state of California. I think it was last year or the year before, I don't remember, but there was a vote in the state of California. The people, now remember, we the people of the United States of America. This government and our land and our country was supposed to be a nation of we the people. In other words, it was different. It was supposed to be different from every other nation that had ever existed in the world. It was to be different from all the monarchies of Europe. It was to be different from all the dictatorships of third world countries. It was to be different from even Rome itself. It was to be different in that it was the will of the people. One of the things that I learned in school was the motto of the state of Missouri, which is Salus Populi Suprema Lex Esto, which means let the will of the people be the supreme law. Several years ago, I think it's around 2002, somewhere around in there, the state of Missouri, the people of the state of Missouri, by way of petition referendum. In other words, there were petitions signed in the state of Missouri, and enough of them was signed so that it actually made it to the ballot of the state of Missouri. And somewhere around 80% of the people of the state of Missouri said, we want our constitution in this state to be amended so that it defines marriage as something that exists between a man and a woman. California did the same thing. They decided that, I think it was like 52 to 48%, still the will of the people, to amend the California Constitution so that it says that marriage is between a male and a female. It was the will of the people. I think somewhere around 7 million people in the state of California who are from varying walks of life, from varying ethnic backgrounds, but they all stood up and said, this is how we want it to be in our state. Forget it. Forget it. The will of the people in this country, and I want to say this, we have a lot of watchers from all over the world. We have some in Germany and France and the United Kingdom, Netherlands. I am looking at a list of different countries that have linked into our website, and I'm even seeing China, Philippines, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. I mean, I'm seeing nations from all over the world. And you say, well, this doesn't really relate to us, Pastor Mike. Yes, it does. Because if America goes bad, you can hang it up where you live. God built this nation on the established strength of the Word of God. There's no doubt in my mind about it. But there's been a change. Barack Obama said there would be a fundamental transformation of this country. I think people should have paid attention to that, because that is what is happening right now. Here's just one of many news articles that I'm bringing to you today. Prop 8 judge strikes down same-sex marriage ban. When a judge struck down California's ban on same-sex marriage Wednesday, he handed gay rights advocates a historic and invigorating victory, but also a temporary one in a long fight that may be headed toward a showdown at the United States Supreme Court. Even as Chief U.S. District Judge Vaughn Walker's toppling of Proposition 8 set off hours of celebration in some quarters, with many gays and lesbians seeing the ruling as not just a validation of marriage rights, but of their lives in general. Take a look at it. Opponents plan to seek a reversal of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Backers of the marriage ban said that they were confident. Now I want you to look at this. Said they were confident they would prevail in the end, and predicted that Walker's decision would energize people who believe marriage should be reserved for one man and one woman, just as the ban had mobilized gay rights proponents. Now, wow. As I read the headlines, so they came across the computer screen, I went to Drudge Report, and that was the lead article on Drudge Report. I remember being mad. I remember being very angry. The U.S. District Judge, one man, 7 million people said, not in our state. One man, a federal judge, and this really blew my top. This judge was appointed by Ronald Reagan to be in that seat. This judge is an openly gay judge. I think they knew what. I think those in California knew what court to go to. I think they did. I think this was planned. I think it was. I think the homosexual rights movement in this country, number one, is very well funded. They are very smart. These are not stupid people. They have a lot of power. Probably because the gays who are out know all the gays that are still in, and they're not out. Elected officials, judges, politicians, church leaders. I think the gays that are out know all the gays that are still in and hiding. And so they have a lot of power in this country. And I was mad because I started looking ahead. This is going to set precedent. Yes, it looks like in California that just a slim majority, approved the gay marriage ban. But it was an amendment to the state of California's Constitution. And here's what's going to happen. It's going to go all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is going to decide whether or not the will of the people of the California can be left intact. If the will of the people of the state of California is overturned, then that will then overturn the will of the people in the state of Missouri. And in every other state that says, you can't do this in our state. And then what's going to happen? Outside of the will of the people, what's going to happen